a better win rate for trades. Okay, so like for example, here we have a nice support area here where we've had, you know, huge moves. Okay, you can see like the price is falling to this level here. We've got a nice bounce. Prices come back to test it again, bounce, 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 and then from here, you know, we've had like 1, 2, 3, 4 taps, and we've got a huge explosion to the upside here. Okay, which is, you know, fantastic if you catch that move, right? And, you know, vice versa, we have certain levels where you can find, you know, a bit of resistance. Just trying to find a decent a decent looking resistance. You know, support and resistance is not really, you know, the best sort of strategy to use, but it's good to understand it. It's good to understand these supply and demand areas, you know, these support and resistance areas. Like, for example, you know, right here we have a decent sort of looking resistance here where the price, you know, when we got here, we rejected, but as you can see right here, you know, the price broke out, retested. Now this resistance has become a support. This resistance has become a support, right? Now, on the daily time frame, you'll get a better moves for these support and resistance trades. But me personally, I don't trade support and resistance because the win rate is very low, and it's just a way for these guys to really trap, you know, support and resistance traders in the market. We also have like trend line support and resistance, like this. You know, the price bounces. This can be also classed as a type of support, right? And then, you know, we break this trend line here and we retest the other side and the price falls. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, support and resistance is a classical strategy that's used throughout these markets, and, you know, they're very much taught, you know, to new traders, retail traders. Okay, um like I said, guys, support and resistance is it's not the best strategy to use unless you have multiple confluences. You know, like this is the, if we go to the 15-minute time frame, we'll see if we find any decent sort of support and resistance areas. By the way, guys, we're looking at the Ethereum chart here. This is the Ethereum chart, if I'm correct. Yeah, Ethereum right there. So like I said, guys, support and resistance, okay, is basically when the price is rising, sorry, the price is falling, and we get like type of rejection here, and, you know, the price reverses and bounces. But how do we know if these support and resistance areas are good, you know, zones to take trades from? This is the question, because a lot of people, they'll do this, right? Like the price will be here, price will be here. They will draw a little support and resistance, like they'll draw a little resistance line. Price comes back and then they'll enter a trade. What is their confirmation? What is the confirmation? Okay, we're making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, this was a previous support area where the price broke out. And this is the problem here. You have like a support area and you see the price break out of it. So then everyone's waiting for the retest to sell. And then what they do is, you know, this is just a prime example of when the price breaks through support, now it turns resistance. So what they teach you is, you know, when we come for the retest, you know, you'll take your short here, and then this is what happens to the retail traders. They get smashed out. You know, they say, okay, put your stop loss at the nearest swing high. Okay, that's a huge stop loss. Who wants to trade like that? Not me. So I mean, this is a prime example of how these support and resistance traders just get totally cleaned out of the market. You know, so I want to be real with you guys and show you the levels of this support and resistance that they like to teach on, you know, most of these social media platforms like YouTube, or, you know, when you go to Google and you type in forex strategies, you know, how to trade, they'll show you support and resistance. But guess what, guys? Most of these support and resistant traders are basically food. They're food for the institutions. So in order to trade support and resistance profitably, you have to have multiple confluences, just like divergences or understanding the structure of the price, etc., etc. So here is an example of where there was the support here. We had this breakout, fake out. Price then, came back through this area, retested. So this support became a resistance. Then it became a support again. And then we got a little move here. And then, price came back to test it again, faked everyone out, and then actually became a resistance again. And then we dropped. You can clearly see, guys, like, not much luck with support and resistance. I'll be totally honest with you. Okay, you can have a nice little trend line here. This was a decent sort of breakout. You have a lot of fakes, yeah? Let's not get this thing twisted, guys, yeah? Guys and girls. These markets are 90% manipulated. 90% manipulation happen in these markets. Okay? So support and resistance is good when you have multiple confluences. Okay? But, overall, it's not a strategy that has a particularly high win rate. Okay, it's good to understand what support and resistance is, so you'll be able to see that, okay, we had a bit of support here. Guess what? This is liquidity. If you're going to trade in a way where you look at these support and resistance areas as target areas for the institution to come and smash, then you have a better chance of like winning these trades with support and resistance. We've had a bounce here, we've had a bounce, cool. 3 bounces like this, 3 or 4 bounces, you can catch the 3rd or the 4th bounce to get a decent move, pretty decent move. But that's about it, guys. That's about it on support and resistance. I don't have much time, so what I'm gonna leave you guys with is a little hack that I use. So this hack is very easy to use. Okay, very, very easy to use, right? This is today's candle. We can see we had a nice buy to sell, right? We use open interest data to identify the sort of bias for the day. We look at the fundamentals, we look at the supply and demand areas. But, if you're a day trader like me and you want to make, a nice little 5, 10, 15, 25, maybe 100% increase on your account, depending on, what your goals are, what your targets are, what your risk is and everything. A quick hack for you guys here, just to simplify trading, right? All you really do is you mark the high and the low of the previous day, okay? If you guys want to be profitable in these markets here, you need to understand what liquidity is, because the price moves for one thing, liquidity, nothing else. This is all supply and demand, right? These guys are the big boys in the markets. They are able to push the price where they want to push the price. For us as day traders, we need to make sure that we're in the move when they make it. Our little monies are not affecting this market in any way, shape or form. Okay, let's not delude ourselves. Let's not be deluded and think that, our little monies can do any, push the price in any way. It cannot, right? So for us to survive in this market, we need to understand the institutional moves. Now, like I said, a quick hack, yeah, is to mark the high and the low of the previous day. That's what I've done here. So this previous day candle, which was a nice bullish candle, you mark the high and the low, and we can see what happened today. Yeah, they came and swept the high into, whatever order block was in here, or, supply and demand area on the lower time frames here, and then they dropped the price. Okay, next target is probably going to be the low. So don't be surprised if, through the rest of the evening, through the night, wherever you guys are, don't be surprised if you see the price come and, take this low here. Do not be surprised. Yeah, this occurs on a daily basis, every single day. So what I tend to do is I basically mark the high and the low, so I know my range. I know what range I'm trading within. Okay, now we can see the higher high, higher low formation. Took the high, very, very easy. But look at this, guys. As soon as they've taken the high and they've come to mitigate, they've come to take this high. These are all liquidities, previous day highs. Liquidity. Now we can see they've come to fill this inefficiency here, this little imbalance, and they've come to mitigate this order block, this nice base candle here, right? So this stuff is it's not easy to identify. It's really not. You have to have the experience. You have to be studying with the right sources, okay? most of the stuff you see on YouTube, on Google, is all retail trading material. Retail traders are the food in the market that get eaten up. They're the liquidity that get taken, right? Because they don't really understand what the institution's intentions are, right? So, like I said, we got higher, low formations, right? Now we can pull a fib from the high to the low, okay, depending on where the structure was broken. Look at this. We pulled it from this high to this low to this high. We've retraced off the 618. The 618 is like the golden ratio, isn't it? In maths. Yeah, if you don't know, the 618. This was an inducement of liquidity. This first pullback was just a trap. It was just a trap that they set for later, where they will come and purge. Come and take out all of these buyers that will buy it up from here. Boom. Quickly come and take them all out of their positions. Okay? So to survive in this market, guys, you just have to understand structure. Understand what is liquidity. Okay? Because let's get this thing straight. Yeah? We have supply and demand areas. We have support and resistance. We have trend lines. We have patterns. We have all of these things that occur in the market, right? But the fact of the matter is that the whales and the institutions actually control this market. So whatever their intentions are still going to be the same, whether or not we learn these strategies. Okay, so how do we become profitable in these markets? How do we become profitable? Now here, this is a strong support area. Very strong support. 1, 2, 3. When was this? This was back in 2009. What's that? 2021. 19th of July 2021. We've reached back here. We've got this little rejection. Okay, price is falling back towards this area here. Okay, now I'm not going to go too much into the technicals. Okay, but that's just about it. So really and truly, all I really do is I mark the high and the low of the previous day, and I take my pips. You know, I take my percentage and I keep it moving. Anyone got any questions? Sorry for the bitter truth, guys, but that's what it is.
Donnie, that was fire, man.
Keep it real with you.
Appreciate that.
I gotta keep it real with you guys. But yeah, if you guys want some more little hacks, I'll be happy to assist.
Yeah, man.
Happy to assist.
Awesome.
My question would be with the support and the resistance, right? If you were able to, like, let's say we're boxing in like a range, would you, or an order block resistance, would you try to sell from the resistance and then buy from the support? Or what you're thinking on, like, support and resistance? Or are you trying to, like, buy, you know, the breakout of the resistance?
Okay, so in the answer to your question, what I tend to do, right, is I'll look at the higher time frames, like I'll look at look at the daily, and we can see that, you know, price is bearish, isn't it? Creating lower lows and lower highs. Now from this lower high we created to this lower low, look at the difference between this leg and this leg. Yeah, this is a manipulative move. This is an irregular move, bro, to push the price so rapidly all the way down here. It's not really sustaining any type of, you know, regular structure. It's bang. Okay, so in a scenario like this, I can see that the downside momentum is very strong. Okay, where the price is pushed up. Okay, now where's the support and resistance here? Support and resistance is at the top of every wick. It's at the top of every wick. So how do we know which support or resistance area is going to be strong enough for us to get a decent move back up to the upside? We don't, bro. We don't. So how I catch my moves is I'm able to identify, using a few other, you know, indicators and stuff, when the volatility or when the pressure comes in the market. Because I'll tell you the truth, Simon, yeah? I don't like being in the market when it's doing this. I don't like taking a position and it's just doing this. I like to take a position and bam, straight into TP. Okay, now I'm gonna give you an example of the trade that I took today on gold. I was in this trade for 3 minutes and I done 30% and I was done. I was done for the day. Okay, like I said, all I really do, mark the high and the low of the day. Okay, but sometimes I don't even do that. I just look at what the lower time frames are doing. Okay, now maybe you could enlighten us on the support and resistance. But before I go into this example, could you just like ask that question again so I can just show you right now?
Yeah, for sure. So like when you have your support and your resistance, right? So I guess the high of right there and the low. Um, would you like be more inclined to like sell from the resistance, and buy from the supports?
No,
Or
I
are you
wouldn't
doing
be.
like opposite?
No, I'm not doing the opposite. What this data tells me now, yeah, right here, is that we do have a resistance here. Okay. But to me, this is just a liquidity. This is liquidity for them to come and purge because it's not that they're not gonna make it that easy for us. Okay, especially on like a second bounce. A second bounce, no. A third or fourth bounce, then maybe I could take a buy from a support on a third or fourth bounce. That's a higher probable trade. Okay,
Yeah.
but in terms of target areas are always going to be significant highs. Like in a buy scenario, you want to be identifying where the liquidity is because these guys only move for liquidity. So where I've seen this support now, this is like an obvious trap for me that they'll come and take this. We've got order block here, right? Now this order block, obviously we're on a 3-minute time frame. This order block could be valid for like a decent move because after we've broken this structure here, the first pullback is an inducement, right? So as we've pushed up and they set the trap, more likely they could sweep this into the order block here and then continue their move. Okay, which is very possible. But for me, okay, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at all the possible outcomes for them. Like my first question is, where's the money? Where's the money? Second question is it obvious? Is it an obvious setup? If it's too obvious, a lot of the times it's a trap. Okay, so what I tend to do is this. Like I said before, I mark the highs and the lows. Okay, I simplify it. I'm using these it looks like squiggly lines here, but this actually tells me a lot. This actually tells me where the pressure is, where the momentum's coming in. Okay, now I caught a move here. As soon as I saw, this type of divergence that was going on, and it was like you can see 115. We're coming into like the New York opening, so I know there's going to be a lot of momentum at this time. Okay, and then as soon as I saw us, because we were buying up from the Asia session, New York, okay, New York reversal, guys, New York reversal. Whatever the price is doing, 9 times out of 10, whatever the price is doing before New York session is famous for that reversal. So I was already anticipating that New York reversal. Okay, I actually got into this move late. But this was my candle. This bearish engulfing candle was my entry. It was from here. I don't really care about the sniper entries, no. I just want to get in when the momentum is coming in enough for me to make my pips. Yeah, and this was it. 20 pips, right? As soon as I enter the market, one candle, bam. This is on a 3-minute time frame. Within 3 minutes, boom, I've done my 30%. I'm done for the day. Because I'm going to give you a gem right now. These markets are ever evolving. Okay? More and more people are learning how to day trade. More and more people are using these retail strategies. More and more people are using more advanced strategies. Okay? Now, the institutions, they don't want us to make money. So what they will do is they will continue to keep setting traps. Because look at it like this, guys, yeah? How do we know when the price is going to move enough for us to actually give us a profit? We don't really know, okay? It's not that we don't know, we're not really taught that a lot. Go to most of these YouTube channels, yeah, most of these gurus, okay? They'll teach you all of these strategies, but they're not teaching you about manipulation. They're not teaching you about, you know, the traps that the institutions set. They're not teaching you about what is liquidity, what is an imbalance, you know, these type of things. What are the target areas for the institutions? They're not teaching you this stuff. They're not teaching you about timings where most of the, you know, a lot of the volume is coming into the markets. They're not teaching you that stuff. A lot of them are not. Okay, so a lot of people are in the dark with this stuff. So me, I'm not greedy. I take my 30% and I'm done. Yeah, because, you know, this stuff is not for the faint-hearted, guys. You have to have determination and you have to be persistent. You have to have a strategy. You know, you have to back test. This stuff takes a lot of dedication. Okay, so what my thing is to simplify stuff to make my life easier. There's a lot of stuff that works. You know, these channels are really good to use. You know, simple breakouts. Okay, like here we had this sort of like descending channel. We broke out. You know, very easy. You know, you take your entry here. This stuff is easy, but you know, what's the win rate? Targeting this high here. Liquidities. Yeah, as soon as we swept this, price reversed. As soon as we swept this high here, you know, this sort of region, price reversed. And the thing is, it happens so quick. I've been in trades where, you know, I'm in profit, I don't take profit, and all of a sudden it's hitting my break even. I could have secured 10-20%, I didn't, because I'm getting greedy. So everyone has different styles and techniques of how they trade. Like we've got Simon, you know, he's an absolute legend. You know, he uses, you know, the RSI, you know, different ascending triangle patterns and stuff like that, which, you know, it works. That's his speciality. He's got enough experience with that kind of stuff to share with us. You know, we could be successful using that according to how he's seeing the markets, because the way he teaches, it's not the average way to use it. He's tweaked it and he's had his own findings. So guys, when you're in this space, okay, you're learning from people that have the experience, right, and that have gone through the process of taking these losses, okay, and now at a level where we're very consistent. So for you guys, okay, you don't have to go through the phase of taking those losses. You're coming into a phase where it's more consistent. Okay, a lot of people, they jump from strategy to strategy to strategy. They get caught in something called the cycle of doom. Okay, because you have a lot of fake movements, a lot of fake moves in these markets. A lot. So guys, man, we'll never know the intentions of these institutions, but what we can do is we can understand where they're setting their traps and how we can take advantage of when the volume's coming in. Okay, this was my first shout on the Cobra stream from here, the short. You know, we had the head and shoulders, exactly the zones that we marked out we're coming to. I mean, it took its time. We had these pullbacks. Everyone thought we were going to go bullish, create a new all-time high. It's not coming yet.
I remember that 48K area. You're like, yo, watch the head and shoulder. Watch the head and shoulder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not ready yet, because think about it logically, guys, yeah? These guys want to buy this asset at the cheapest price. They want to create fear. They don't want a lot of people to blow off of this, okay? They're gonna dump this off, and people are gonna get scared and think, oh, you know, like a lot of people still think Bitcoin's just gonna crash to zero. There's still a lot of people, they're not believers in the technology. They're not believers. They don't think we're gonna create new all-time highs. You know, we've had that throughout the years. So they will dump the price to get everyone scared. People will be selling their Bitcoins like hotcakes. Put more Bitcoins back on the market and then bang. Push the price so high that it's not even going to be affordable for the average Joe anymore. Plus, we've got bills going up. We've got a lot of things going on in the world, guys. So, I mean, day trading, okay, find a strategy that works. Yeah, we are going to be sending signals and everything soon. We are working on some stuff. But for us, we want to get in and out of the market when the volume comes in, bang, we hit our take profit. Tomorrow's another day. Okay, we want to save time. We don't want to be sitting in front of these charts for hours and hours and hours and hours just to get trapped and just to take a loss. It's heartbreaking. You're sitting in front of the chart for 3-4 hours just to take a loss. That's not what it's about. Don't want to be going through that. But yeah, man, like I said, these markets are ever evolving, right? Supply and demand. This is all supply and demand, guys. It's all supply and demand. Understanding where the unmitigated discount prices are. There's discount prices within these zones that I've marked that haven't been touched yet, okay? That haven't been mitigated. They're like magnets. It's like a magnet for the price. The price is magnetized towards these areas, but they're a discount price to buy it. It's just like when you go to the shopping center. You know, you got Black Friday or you've got Boxing Day sales. Everyone, like my wife, what she does is she'll wait for the sales and she'll buy all the kids' clothes for next year, just to take advantage of it. So I've got all these clothes and I'm like, hold on, why are they so big? They're not gonna fit my kids. And she's like, oh well, they're for next year because the sales. And just like, all right, cool, it makes sense, innit? So, I mean, that's the thing, guys. That's the thing. These are look at these prices as, Bitcoin's on sale. I've been saying it. Go ahead, bro. What's that?
Can you go on the daily and see what imbalances you see? Or like see why you made those areas?
Oh well, on these areas here I've marked because of this. This is a volume imbalance. This is a bit different to imbalance, yeah? This is a volume imbalance. We'll go through this stuff. It's a bit more advanced than the regular imbalances, yeah? But remember, it looks like that, Simon. We did go through that. So, yeah. Price is going to be magnetized towards this.
Could you see it on the daily as well? For me real quick.
On the daily? Do we have it on the daily?
Oh, yeah. Just see if we see. Because I think I was monitoring to see if I saw it. I think my level was like 21,223.
So we do have like a small volume imbalance. We've also got an order block within this area. We've also got an imbalance below. So, this whole zone, they could easily drop the price all the way down to here before they decide to buy it. But it doesn't mean we're going to create a new all-time high from here, okay? The next zone that we reach to create the new all-time high, okay, it's going to be an area of supply and demand that is unmitigated. So we have to, for us to identify that, we have to go back, okay, in history for Bitcoin and find where there was no 50% retracement, okay? Meaning 50% and above. So 618, where there was no retracement of 50% and above is where they will come back to, and that's the buy you want to catch to the new all-time high. Okay? If you didn't catch that, go back on the recording and watch it and listen it again, yeah? But if you want to know more about supply and demand, check out the Crypto Don Education channel. Go to the pinned messages and watch this video here. Understanding supply and demand with Rick Capital. This is the Bitcoin chart, okay? Now, this guy has mastered Bitcoin, right? This guy never loses a trade. Now, the thing is that he teaches supply and demand in a totally different way that we usually understand what's being taught on YouTube and stuff like that, right? But if you want to understand where the next unmitigated discount price for Bitcoin is, watch this. It is absolutely brilliant, okay? This is specific for Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin. I just trade gold. But the chart is the chart, and the concepts remain the same. Supply and demand, unmitigated discount prices, support and resistance, trend lines, etc. Okay, but supply and demand plays a big role in, you know, these forex markets, these cryptocurrency markets. And, you know, to become profitable, you have to have some knowledge on you know, supply and demand. You really do. Now, I'll give you another little gem before I go. So anywhere where structure was created, where structure was broken or created. Now we can see when we created this high, it was broken, right? The price came back into this area. So one second, where are we? Price came back here, yeah? But what have we done? We've fallen below that zone and rejected. So the next unmitigated discount price here that I can personally see, that's why I've got this zone here, because there's no 50% retracement. We've got 50% retracement. Where was structure broken? Structure was broken here, right? So look, support and resistance. Support and resistance. You had a nice resistance here, turn support right there. Structure was broken here and created here. Do you get it? Structure was broke, tie was broken, boom, and it was also created here. And from the creation of that structure, look at the move we got. Whoosh. Okay? Whoosh. Now, look at the price action, guys. Like, look at it. From here, it was new all-time high. That goes to show the power of these levels where structure was broken and also created. Now, structure was broken here, but there wasn't no structure created at this price level. Depending on like how big you draw your support and resistance, we could say that, okay, structure was broken here and then it was created here, but that's not good enough, because look, this is exactly at the same price where we've come back into. Okay, so this looks more cleaner. So for me, structure was broken here. I want to see the price come back here. This will probably be a nice place to buy, like for a good long-term buy for BTC. Okay, not saying that it can't drop below that, but that is a strong area where structure was broken. Okay, so it means that there'll be a structure that would have been created here to get a nice buy. Okay, that's a long way away from here. We've got this area here where structure was broken. Inducements, imbalances. These are all areas, these are all reasons for them to come back. These nice little areas here. Structure, broken, no mitigation. They never came back here. They're saving it for a later date. These are nice little zones. Okay, price broke the structure here. Boom. We've already mitigated this, but guess what? Price is falling below. Price is falling below. You know? And look where we are now, guys. We're on this same level here. Okay? This is a major level for Bitcoin. This is where structure was broken and also created. Very, very strong support area. Okay? This wick was just like to clear any liquidity. But, you know, could be coming down to test this area. Could range within this area for some time. And it just all depends what these whales want to do with Bitcoin. But you see me, I'm not really looking at, you know, it would be nice to catch the unmitigated discount price to take the new all-time high. Be fantastic, okay? But I don't waste my time looking for it. I just trade what I see on the day. the high or the low of the previous day, I take my percent and keep it moving. Because the thing is, right, is that in these markets, a lot of the times it could be very, very much unpredictable. Okay, and we're in this market to make money, so let's simplify things. Like I said, a lot of different people have different methods and strategies that they use. This is my particular strategy that is convenient for me, and it just makes my trading stress-free, you know, zero anxiety, and it makes it actually very much more enjoyable. So these are the type of zones that, you know, we're probably going to get some type of reactions from, in my personal humble opinion. And that's about it, guys. That's about it.
Awesome,
That's
Crypto
about
Don.
it.
Thank you. That was a really sort of varied explanation of support and resistance. And I think the environment here is we've learned quite a bit from that. So thank you so much for that. One thing I want to
Cool.
show folks here is if you scroll down to the server, to the Cobras trading guide, you'll find that we've defined all these things. So things like technical analysis, things like support and resistance, which was today's topic. We covered it. We cover it all, and it's a good thing to basically watch this video to take on the tutorials that CryptoDon is posted, and also to read its main definitions. But I think Donnie kind of gave us a lot of insights there on how to see how the institutes move compared to how retails move. So thank you for that, Don. That was
crazy,
awesome.
bro.
That was
Great stuff.
That was a deep dive.
Thanks, man. Family, if you guys want a quick, easy to use strategy for Bitcoin, I have that for you, which is here. It's not 100%, but it has a very, very high win rate, and it's very easy to use. Very easy to use. Just takes the stress out of everything. You know, you don't have to be looking for that move that's going to give you 100x. Allow it, man. Take your 5, 10, 20% for the day, yeah, and keep that consistent, you know, throughout the year, and you will see some silly returns. You will see some silly returns. A lot of people say indicators don't work. They do. They do. Especially, like, you know, if you don't understand structure, and, you know, it's getting messy out here, guys. It's getting messy. It's getting messy. Like, you got structure. Where's the structure? Look at these FU candles. Take them out. Take them out. Oh, then they're gone. I mean, that is the lower time frames, but guys, man, it's getting messy out here. The market is in consolidation 70% of the time. How are you gonna find moves, man? Unless your Simon says, you know.
No, for real though, look at that. That's nasty, bro. That's so disgusting. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
It's a nasty range, but guess what? Yeah, you catch a little nice, decent move. Yeah. You know, a little 5% move on a 10x leverage. Me, I'm looking for like a 1% move on a 10x, 20x. I'm done for the day. Yeah, I like these moves where I'm catching my 30% in 3 minutes, and I'm done. Don't want to be on these charts forever. I want to get on with my day. I want to do some other things with my life. You know what I mean? So, guys, man, let's work together, man. Let's get it in. Let's use this stuff, man. It's all there for you guys. It takes a lot of time and dedication and research to find this stuff, back testing, experience, all of that. You know, you can just, you know, you can take signals. You know, we've got a bad boy signal channel. The signal channels are doing really, really well. All in Chapo has been managing the signal channels, smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. Come on, look, 150% all day long. You know, if you guys don't want to learn this stuff, it's not for everyone. I remember when I first started to learn the charts, my head was hurting me the first few days. But, you know, for me, it was something that I wanted to learn. I was persistent, I was determined, and that's why I carried on. But guys, if you want ease, you want convenience, it's all here. You know, short, boom. Getting good results, guys. Everyone on there is eating. You're gonna take a few L's along the way, but that's part of the game.
100%.
It's part of the game. But look, the wins outweigh the losses. 400%, 200%. These are crazy gains.